Well, today is a very special day. After a pretty interesting start to the season, we have broken our transfer record yet again, and again it's for a defender. And today we make our European debut in the UEFA Cup against Trabzonspor in Turkey. Not many tougher places to go to start. It's been a strange old start. The transfer window is now shut. So let's reflect on the squad we've got for this year and see how we get on in our European and see how we get on in our first European match. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 36 of this FM06 Let's Retro Save from Luton Town. Today we are up against Louis van Gaal's Aston Villa as the TV cameras have very kindly moved our first game after the international break to Monday night, just 3 days before we take part in our UEFA Cup debut. We're going to reflect on a new record signing at the club and a bit of a bizarre start to the season on a number of fronts. As you can see, we're sort of middling with 7 points from 4 games. That doesn't really tell the whole story and doesn't explain some of my concerns. Something that perhaps does is the man of the match stat in the middle of the screen right now. If you're looking forward to this one though, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Let us know how you think we'll get on. As you can see, we've already got a red card. We've already let in a couple of goals. It's been a strange old start to the season. So let's stop talking about it being strange and show you why. Because we'll start with transfer news where we have got a new record signing. Unfortunately, it is not the player I thought it was going to be initially, because we have gone for our second choice Belgian after Vincent Kompany rejected us. Anthony van den Boer comes in from Middlesbrough for £6 million. Those of you who played the early FMs will remember both of them were intense wonder kids, and arguably Van den Boer was the better of the two back then. He came to Middlesbrough, he had an okay year, he's now joined us. Look, he's not perfect, his positioning is a real weakness, and he's not the best in the air, but physically he's a monster, mentally he's very good generally. I'm kind of looking for the long term at him as a right wing back, because we tried to get Rodrigo Diaz on deadline day in addition, and he accepted a deal, then failed his work permit. So it feels like we're a little bit cursed when it comes to signing a right wing back. But Van den Boer, already in this save, got more caps for Belgium than he managed in his whole career in real life. And he's made his debut for us and done okay in a pretty average team performance. So Anthony van den Boer is a new regular in our back three, replaces Anton Ferdinand. But he is the only one who came in due to Kompany and Diaz saying no. I think I did mention it last time, but we've loaned out our young star defender Brian Lake. He is really improving, and I think he will make it if he can avoid injuries. So a year out at Barnsley in the Championship, playing regularly. I think he's got a 5-month loan deal there. Could see him become a contender by next season. And given that Distan's going to be leaving at the end of the year at 32, and that he's going to be the left-sided player at 18 then, he might be ready to just come in as that sort of 5th and 6th choice. And if we can sneak into Europe again, he can maybe get some games there as a homegrown player at the club, which has been a real problem of our squad this year, causing us to leave out the likes of Richard Hughes, for example. Let's take you through our start to the season on the pitch, though, where things have been a little bit more bizarre. You should think I'm pretty happy. We've started with 3 clean sheets before losing at Arsenal last time, and we got a brilliant win at Anfield. However, there is one key thing here, and it is Kasper Schmeichel is having to be brilliant. You saw the Manchester City game where he was sublime. He was the best player on the pitch. He was then pretty good against Liverpool, made some good saves. It was a really weird game, actually. We went 1-0 up through Kevin Foley from a defensive mistake. Anton Ferdinand then got sent off on a stroke of half-time, and we went really defensive. We had a few injuries as well, so Crouch and Foley both went off, and we ended up just completely backs against the wall. And it worked in our favour because they were trying to get in behind with the likes of Cisse, Tevez, Forcell, and there was no space. So in the end, we just broke on them. They were missing Steven Gerrard, which helped us out a bit. Then late on, we took advantage with a late second, which was a very kind gift of an own goal from Salcedo. But that gave us an unexpected win. We then played at home to Fulham, and it looks like a regulation 2-0 win. Now, we scored 2 great goals on the counter-attack with Shane Paul, but Kasper Schmeichel was the star of the show here. Fulham dominated the match. They had twice the chances, twice the on-target, more possession, and they haven't got a great side on paper. They have signed Yaya Toure, who we looked at last summer, but if it weren't for Kasper Schmeichel, that, what looks like a comfortable 2-0 win, could have been a 4 or 5-1 defeat on another day. It then became a defeat at Arsenal where he didn't have his best game. A 2-0 defeat in that one. We did offer a bit, but the only benefit really was a Van den Boer debut. Basagno had played an international friendly, so he wasn't fit to start that match. And then we picked up a couple during the match. We've also had both of our first two choice number 10s injured. So Portia, a man who Maka was screaming for in the comments to start, actually got a game in that one. Didn't do very well, if I'm being honest. So it leaves us in a tough position going into these with 3 games in 6 days, a lot of thinking to do, and a decision about how we operate in Europe, because it's okay if we get through this game. We've then got a group stage format and we'll be all right. But in the meantime, we have to get past Trabzonspor, and I feel like I have to go strong just for this tie. So let's go and get into the first one against Aston Villa. Monday Night Football. I really could have done with this being a day or two earlier. The only benefit is if we win it, we leapfrog Villa and go probably into the top 4. For now, though, let's worry about our team selection, because after a 2-week break, we're still without Walcott. Valentin Robert made an appearance and then, of course, got injured again. And now we've got to decide what our back 3 will be, because Curtis Davis, away on international duty, knackered, always plays late for Sierra Leone. So Basagno will be a straight switch in there. Anton Ferdinand is back from suspension and will go on the bench. He's not had a great start to the year. I'm kind of tempted to put Andy O'Brien ahead of him. I'm trying to get him down to understand he's a backup player, because he won't sign a new deal at the moment and he's out at the end of the year. So we'll gamble on that and hope that Ferdinand doesn't have to come on. Crouch and Paul are both fit, though Dean Ashton did look better the one game he started. And then Didier Zakora is the other one. Basically, the players playing in Africa in the international breaks are not going to be able to play the next game. So Zakora comes out for Matthew Flamini. That will mean, I think, Kevin Nichols on the bench. It will, for the first time this season. And then we've also got to make a decision when it comes to the number 10, because Portia is going to be dropped for Leon Osman. And then possibly I bring Sean Maloney back onto the bench. I think that's the way we're going to operate. So this is the squad in full. It is Schmeichel, 2 new boys flanking Basagno at centre-half with Van den Boer and Distan either side of the back 3. Foley and Zonneveld the wing-backs. Again, Zonneveld's release clause not met. We've held on to him for another window. A few holding midfielders that are unhappy about their contract in Decassi and Flamini, with Leon Osman behind Paul and Crouch up front. And a fairly strong bench. Ferdinand was first choice last year. Maloney probably as well. And then Dean Ashton gives us better depth up front, alongside Keane and the returning Nichols. Hopefully he will still have a role to play for us this year. Let's go and get into the game and see we can keep another clean sheet, our 4th in 5. Doesn't look quite so good. They've got a strong team in there, the likes of Aaron Hughes, Eric Edman, Boomer. They've got Van der Sar in goal, and then Barry and Barosh amongst the attacking talent. So let's see how the first half pans out. Will Kasper Schmeichel have to be star of the show again? Don't forget Shane Paul is against his former club, the one that never really gave him a chance, as we lose the header in midfield and Barry finds Marshall. DeCassie's had rings run round him. Gerardo's shot is poor. It's miles wide. We're going to comfortably deal with that. Not the strongest start on paper though. With 15 gone, it's Villa on the attack again with Dalat down the left-hand side. Ball into the box. This stands up. It's away only as far as Zonneveld, who can't make it. Jones goes wide to Barros. Into the box again. Kasper Schmeichel with a good save. Don't think that's the last time I'll say that today. Though Zonneveld at the other end. Screaming free kick. Good save by the goalkeeper. But Barros can counter now. We've got a couple back, but are they going to be able to do enough? Leon Osman retreats as Zonneveld makes his way left. We've also got Flamini surging across. He's not started yet this year, I don't think, as Van den Boer heads away at the back post. Again, doing our job defensively, but not a convincing display. 25 minutes gone. It's largely Villa on the attack. Dalat has got support from Edmund, but goes for the cross himself. Van den Boer strong in there again. Crouch loses out. He said he's done that a lot this year. He's not been the strongest, as this stand loses out on the flick on. I'm a bit concerned that Milan Barosh is beating Sylvan Distan in the air. I know he's 6 foot, but he's not the biggest aerial threat. With 5 to half time, that's another worry for me. 2 injuries for Villa apparently, but it's not affecting them. They're running all over us at the minute. As Barry goes for the switch to Aaron Hughes, and he's got space to run down the line. Into Marshall, finds Barry again with space. Big switch right to Hughes. There's options in the middle and Basagno. Just no need for it. There was no pressure. I thought Barros was offside anyway. Now Schmeichel will have to be a hero. He's facing the penalty kick. Oh, he saved it. Kasper Schmeichel, stop it. We had an offer for him in the summer. We said we wanted 10 million for him, which thankfully didn't get given. I think it was Valencia who came in. But he saved a penalty, and yet again, he's producing the man of the match display. Jones fouls Crouch as we try to counter. Another former Villa player, of course. But we've got to do something about the performances because we've started this season so lethargically. And I know the points look all right, but really, it doesn't tell the story. The Osman releases Paul. It's just got there, Boomer. That is superb defending from the left back. He tucked in and stopped the through ball. I thought Shane Paul was going to be through on goal. As the ball goes through to Barros again, it's 1-0. Do you know what? Villa deserved that. The run of clean sheets ended in the last game, and here, we're lucky it's only one. Schmeichel has saved the day so far, but at half-time, it's another dismal display. It's another day where we're not looking great up front. I'm really missing Theo Walcott because he just seemed to click with Crouch. I'm going to say I want a much better performance because we've been really poor. I'm going to hope in 10 or 15 minutes we can maybe make some subs, but given the players that we've got out, we've got one less attacking threat on the bench, really. It's only really Ashton and Maloney that can contribute. As Zonnevel gets to the byline into Paul, flicks onto the side netting. You could see Foley arriving there. It's how he sort of got his goal against Liverpool. And Edwin van der Sar will go for the goal kick. Big ball out towards the lat. Again, Foley out of position. Now we've got a free kick with Zonneveld. Can we save the day from set pieces? Not with Edwin van der Sar in goal. He's had a couple against us in this save. Zonneveld finds Crouch with a flick on. Oh, we're putting the pressure on. At least we're playing better. But Van der Sar is just a wonderful keeper. As Zonneveld delivers again. Cleared as far as Vandenborg. Paul is penalised for his challenge. I'm going to make a sub because he's playing poorly. I don't want to leave it any longer. We're going to go for Sean Maloney for now. And then we'll adjust it later on because Osman's still not got 90 in him. But we need to find the equaliser while we're on top. As Zonneveld delivers. This stands up. Side netting. We're getting some joy from those corners now. We're just not finding the back of the net though. And we have struggled for goals this year. You can say we've not conceded many, but we've had 2 blanks in 4 games as well. As De Cassie finds Foley into the back post. Flamini's up and it's our penalty this time. Oh, do I bring Nichols on? Will it happen before the penalty? It won't. Peter Crouch, I need you to deliver against your former club. Right-footed into the corner. Peter Crouch opens his account for the season. And it's 1-1. 15 minutes to go and that's a big goal. Now we can look at the change. I'm going to bring Dean Ashton on for Leon Osman. Drop Maloney into the 10. We've got one more sub remaining. I could bring Ferdinand on, but I don't really like him in the middle of the 3. I'm going to go, I think, Keane for Foley at right wing back. Just because it keeps them both fresh. Foley played for the international team. And Keane's also a very similarly rated player. Has a little bit more going forward. As we've got to defend this throw-in, but it's right by their defensive third. Zonnevel wins it back for Crouch. Flamini to De Cassie. Loves a long-range strike. Doesn't find it, but it's a great ball to Ashton. His shot deflects off Edmund. And again, Van der Sar is to the rescue. This time it's the opposition keeper who's man of the match. Zonneveld delivered. It's Van der Sar again. You know what? I know we weren't great first half, but I think we can consider ourselves a little unfortunate here. Because we played really well in the end. We've got a good second half performance in. Definitely our best 45 of the season. And to be honest with you, going into Thursday night, we kind of needed that little lift. This stand's played well at the back again. Van der Sar's man of the match. Why have United let him go? He went for 50 grand last season. That's insanity. Still got a lot to offer at 38. We've got to get through to Thursday night though. Trabzonspor are the opponents. Looks like there's no fitness issues after this game. Let's just see what squad we can put together for that one as we head into our first ever European match. And it's one hell of a tough trip away in Turkey. Here we go, Thursday night, and after 5 players got injured in the reserves, I'm hoping we'll be able to survive without any injuries in the first team. Surely we've had them all for the club for the week. Trabzonspor away is a tough game. The Turkish league is not loaded, so I don't know what impact that will have. In the old FMs, it didn't used to make as much of a difference as the newer ones, but let's see how we get on. To be honest, didn't expect to be in Europe that quickly in this save, or at all, if I'm being honest with you. Let's see what 11 we can put out. Didier Zakora is back fit. He'll come straight back in for Flamini, who's struggling a little, lacking match fitness. He can go on the bench instead of Kevin Nichols, who will not play in our European debut, but I'll make sure he gets involved in the group stages. Davis is going to return to the squad, maybe for Basagno today. He's not had his best game, but he does suit European football. Let's just go Davis on the bench because he's still not fully fit. And then going forward, Paul's got poor morale, but again, we're missing Walcott, who's the natural replacement, and he's nowhere near looking good enough to get back in the team. So my only other option really is Maloney or Ashton. Maloney is the only other one with pace. So I think I'm going to put Maloney in for Paul. I think we're going to keep the rest the same. I think we're going to hope that we get a positive response because I think this is the best we can do with the squad we've got available. And the way in Turkey, I know it's going to be tough, but I just want to be in the tie come the second leg. Hopefully our setup gives us enough of a defensive base as we head to Trabzonspor for a European debut. But we get 7 subs, I forgot. Let's go for Portia and for Baraji. That adds a bit more depth. There we go. Not used to the 7 subs. Into the game we go. Well, here it is, our first ever European adventure, but will it be a brief one or will it be one that's going to be prosperous? Let's go and get into the first half. Of course, the benefit of the greyed out Trabzonspor team is they're all 100% fit. We, though, have got a good side and we've added experience this summer as Zonnevel gets down the left from Distan. Back to Leon Osman on the edge of the box. Shot saved to Peter Crouch and the ball across his paw. It's going to be everyone out for a throw. I've no idea what to expect. I've no idea how our level compares. We've got a corner to defend for now, though. Leon Osman's up, away as far as Maloney. He flicks on, but only to the left back, who plays down the line for Trabzonspor. Chance to cross. Into the back post. Engin's up, well won by Distan. Now Zonnevel can break with Peter Crouch. We have got a lot of the bigger European leagues loaded, so we'll see some stars as we go along, as that's a big switch out to Kevin Foley on the right. He gets towards the byline. Chance to cross. There's options in the middle. It deflects behind for a corner. I'm just hoping that we can get through this to the group phase. That's all I want out of this season. Not a massive run. Just give me the groups. As Crouch loses out in the air, it's out for a throw-in. A decent start from Luton, but no real signs of scoring just yet. Well, we're going to have to keep an eye on Didier Zakora, who's picked up an early yellow card as Crouch beats his man to the cross. Foley's up, but the goalkeeper does well. You can see this season, the one positive is how high the wingbacks are getting. And maybe that is the reason we're facing more shots and Schmeichel's having to do well. But it does mean that Foley scored against Liverpool. It means that Zonneveld's been in higher positions. And that, I feel, is a benefit too as we evolve this side. As Crouch gets into the box, he beats his man, then he fouls him. That's far from ideal. He'll probably get a yellow card for that too. We've just not got that burning pace without Walcott or Paul up there. And Crouch, he hasn't really looked fully match fit since coming back from injury. Unfortunately, been a bit of a slow start for him here. Got his first goal last time out, as you saw. But is he going to build on it? Oh, he's got away without a yellow. That's one positive at least. Well, I thought we were going to get the end there, but we're going straight from the free kick downfield. Foley will go up and wins the header. It only goes to Orhan, the left back, and they can work forward again. Foley's going to have to do some running back here because Koskinen has drifted wide. He's got space to run into. Dekassi can't catch him. And Yusuf's in for an across. Not the best marking in the world. But it's glanced over the bar. We have had a couple of scares on our goal, but their keeper is the man of the match so far. As Foley's got the throw in on the right, short to Vandenborg. Is a fairly new look defence as well, which doesn't help us here. As Maloney finds Osman, that's a terrible pass. Like, genuinely terrible. Zoskun goes back to Yusuf, and now we're under pressure. Big ball down the wing. Has Leon Osman, one of the most experienced players, cost us in Europe? No, because Basagno wins it. Foley clears long. Maloney can't make it. And now Sinan brings it forward again. It's the first kind of concerted spell of pressure we've seen from Trabzonspor as they work down the left with Serkan. Crosses in again. Yusuf's run off him again. And Schmeichel saved the day. Nick Basagno, I don't know what it is. He's always brilliant from about February. But he starts the season just in diabolical form every year. It's another save Schmeichel as Vandenborg clears. And at half-time, to be honest, I'd take 0-0, but we've still got a highlight to see. As Foley, again, just jumping all over the place. We're getting played through far too easy. The shot's poor and wide. And we survive it to the break. If we can escape Turkey with a 0-0, I'll be a very happy man. Let's see how we get on at half-time. We're going to tell the boys. We'll give them some encouragement. I'm going to have to make the sub with Zakora and Crouch soon. I'm going to try and get them through to the hour mark and hope doesn't come back to bite me on the backside, because I was going to take Ferdinand off at half-time against Liverpool. Got sent off in the 44th minute. Let's see if the same happens here as it comes to Hussein. He's got the chance to shoot. Zakora's chasing him. I don't want him to make a tackle. Hang into the byline. Deflected cross. Foley clears. Can Crouch win a header? No, he can't. What's wrong, Pete? You're 6'6". You do remember that, right? Hussein goes for the shot. It's straight at the keeper. Kasper Schmeichel, safe hands again. But at the moment, he's the best player on the pitch as he aims for Crouch with a long kick. Please win one. He's lost again. Zakora gets it back. It's a poor pass. Basagno does well. De Cassi finds Distan and Zonneveld. Zakora to Zonneveld. Charging in from the left-hand side. Crosses blocked. Crouch can't keep it in. But it is a corner kick. I mean, I guess in fairness, we've got 3 or 4 new players in the team at the same time here. Maybe that's just making us a little disjointed defensively. Distan goes for the flick on. It's back out to Zonneveld. Not the best delivery in the world. We'll look at subs in a moment. But so far, I'm content with the result, even if the performance is a little bit alarming. Yusuf clears towards Ahmet. We should deal with it. Famous last words, maybe. Crouch goes up. He's lost it again. I've really had enough of that. I think we're going to see Dean Ashton in a minute. De Cassi's lost out to Yusuf. Really poor defending. Orhan's got the chance to cut in. Zonneveld's chasing him. Can't make anything of it. It's back to Sosken. Carries down the line for Trabzonspor. The cross is blocked by Foley though. Now we can break. Maloney over halfway. No one on him. Plays to Crouch. It peters out. And I'm going to make them subs now. We're going to go Zakora off for Matthew Flamini. We're going to get Dean Ashton on for Peter Crouch. Maloney and Osman are both struggling a bit physically. So we'll either chuck Paul or Pantia on late on, depending on which one we take off. Do I want pace on the break? That's the question, because Paul's electric and he's got those attributes. Portia, though, is the more technical player. I think I'm going to go Osman for Portia, just because of Paul's morale as well. Maybe keeps the players on the pitch a little happier. 10 to go. Can you do something to shine? De Cassi's picked up a yellow, but with 5 minutes from what would be a pretty good result away from home. Again, the lack of goals is a worry, but defensively, we're not conceding many, and we've got a late free kick, a chance to nick it. Zonneveld to Vandenborg, shots blocked, and it's a long ball forward. We've got to deal with this. Schmeichel's come out a long way, it's okay. Now we've got to throw on the left with Zonneveld. We're finishing with a flourish. Clearance downfield. Where's the defence? Distan gets there, but what on earth are they doing? De Cassi wide to Zonneveld. If we could nick a 1-0, it would be the perfect away European night. But at the moment, I'm more worried about conceding as Flamini gives it away with a square pass. My God, we are doing everything to throw this hard work away. Tafen down the side. Vandenborg's chasing. Basagno's in no man's land. Distan saves the day. He's done well tonight. Distan's got the experience and it's showing. Curtis Davis maybe needs to be in for the second leg. Not sure instead of who though, because it would have been Distan. Portia gets back. That's good defending. Not what I brought you on for, but we'll take it. Dean Ashton's lost out in the air as well. It's cleared downfield. They must be giants, this team. Flamini back to Foley. There's 15 seconds to go. And to be honest, he doesn't even show intent to pass it. He panics and just boots it out for a throw. I'm all right with that, Kev. With 10 seconds to go, you've probably just nicked us a draw here. And a 0-0 at Trabzonspor. I'm really worried about the lack of creativity and attacking threat. But I'm very pleased with that result in the grand scheme of things. Not a bad episode in the end. And going into the home leg, I think that makes us favourites to get through. Maybe just about. Just having a look at the quality of this Trabzonspor team. I mean, they're a good side. You look at the players that were in there. I know they're greyed out, but there's a weird balance of attributes in some areas. But they are very good players. A mix of ages, a mix of talents. I can see why that was a tough game for us. They're arguably a better side on paper. I want to see how big the centre halves are. To be fair, the one that was beating Crouch all day is 6 foot and a monster in the air, so no complaints about that. Let's go through and just check we've avoided any injuries. We have. Sylvain Distan, best player on the pitch for us again. Massive credit goes to him. A good experience signing. It's working out well. Let's have a look at the schedule and when we're going to be back, because it's not going to be long. We're going to show you the second leg. Trabzonspor at home, followed 3 days later by West Brom away. We'll get through the 2 games in between. Means I won't be showing you our bogey side Crystal Palace for once. We want to get through it. We want to show a lot of European action this year. It's a special occasion for Luton to make it here. can we get the chance to show you lots of games? We'll find out the answer as we go along. But if you want to join me tomorrow to see if we can edge past Trabzonspor and to the league phase, then please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Let me know what you think of our new record signing and our squad overall at the end of the window. Do you think it's just the fact that we're settling in a lot of new players and that we've had a few injuries? Or should I be concerned about our form in front of goal and the fact that although we're not conceding many at all, 4 clean sheets in 6 games, Kasper Schmeichel is having to be relied upon to be a star? Should I be worried? Should I not? We'll find out the answer as we go along, I guess. Let me know your thoughts on the season so far. But for now, I will see you tomorrow to find out if we can make it through to the European group stages. The reverse fixture against Trabzonspor is going to be a big one of the biggest in this save so far. I hope you'll come and join me to find out how we get on, as hopefully we can edge through.